We start District 12, 6A. Midway football will host Harker Heights, the Knights, the defending champions, and a dramatic win last week, of course, on Friday for Midway in that game against Mansfield. We will get to that in just a little bit. Joe Gillespie, head coach, 4-0, 11-4 in your year plus at Midway. I don't like to always start with what happened. We're going to go back to that game. But have you ever been or experienced anything like that kind of comeback, whether it's Stephenville, Tulsa, or at TCU?
Oh, I mean, the only thing that I can remember just that resembles it a little bit, when I was at Tulsa, we went and played Fresno State, and we went down, I want to say 35-0.
Whoa.
And came back and won the game in double overtime. At the time, it was the biggest comeback in Division I history. And I don't think that's held since then. I want to say it was 35-0. I know it was a lot to not enough. And we came back and won the thing in double overtime. And it was kind of, it resembled a little bit of what we went through the other night. I mean, the first half, nothing could go our way. And second half, we kind of regrouped and went back out and played some, good, clean ball. And so, fortunately, we were able to do that the other night. But when you sit there and you talk about 5 turnovers to nothing, I haven't seen too many teams be able to come back from that.
Yeah, I can't imagine it. And we'll go back to that a little bit. Let's talk about this week because it's on the schedule right now. Harker Heights, Mark Humble, the head coach. This is the third year he's been there, or he's been there 3 years. His son's the quarterback, defending champions. They look the part. They're really good. They've got size. They've got speed. They got depth at running back. I could go on. You know that. You're watching film.
Yeah.
And they kind of, Midway ran the district forever. And then, of course, when they ended up in that Duncanville, DeSoto district, things changed. And it was also a downtime for the program. Temple's always been a part of it. Copper's Cove was always a part of that. Jack Welch was there. But Harker Heights just kind of turned the screws. And now, even though 2 years ago, Midway was able to win the district title based on all the tiebreakers or whatever, but they've done a night. Jerry Edwards did a good job there before.
No doubt.
And Mark seems to continue the success.
No doubt. And, Mark is a tremendous coach, tremendous guy, and he runs a very clean program, strict program, and those kids have bought in. They believe in it. And, from their lowest grade, 7th grade, all the way up, I mean, these kids, they play hard. They understand what they're doing. They're very dedicated. They're very organized in what they do. And so I think this is going to be really, 2 really good programs going against each other this Friday.
They have a great amount of size. Now, you could have guys that weigh a lot, but that doesn't mean they just might be there. I mean, with all due respect, but they've had guys who have gone and played at Georgia and elsewhere. I mean, they've gone Texas, et cetera. They have what is legitimate big guys in the trenches on both sides of the football.
On both sides of the football. From a defensive standpoint, their offensive line, this will probably be the best offensive line we've gotten to see all season. The 2 offensive tackles, they're going to go play at the next level. Interior linemen, their starting center was a starting guard for him last year. Now he's a starting center. He commands the whole thing. And, he understands what they're doing from a scheme standpoint, but they are huge on the inside. And so, I feel very, I'm very happy with where we've been with our defensive line and how we played. And it, with the scheme that we run, it's kind of by committee, and we've had a couple of injuries and we've had 1 or 2 come back, but they've done a really good job. This is going to be a big test for us this Friday. And right now, Harker Heights, they're the defending state or district champs. And, we'd like to bring that gold ball back.
So, all right. So let's talk defense first, because that's the side we've talked about with their offensive line. You guys there's guys on your defense. We've mentioned them before, but like Kazuka had to play a little bit more. He plays a lot, but he played a little bit, with the injuries that you've had at that position. Brody Pate, of course, is a part of that, but Chauncey King, who I know he got dinged up a little bit, but Chauncey King, Max Maiden, they fly around to the football. Lane Alexander, I don't want to forget anybody because I don't. But those 4 guys Chauncey's a pretty good-looking athlete, and not that the other ones aren't, but they just seem like they are the instincts in the way they play the game.
Well, number one, they love the game of football, and they love to come out to practice. They love practice. They just love the game, and they have a lot of fun with it, and they bring a lot of energy. You know, Lane Alexander, Max, all of them. And then you got to throw in, and again, we don't want to leave anybody out, but you sit there and you talk about it. Alberto Torres.
Yeah, and I don't even I have watched him, and he's I'm sorry, he's not very tall and he's not very big, but my goodness, he's always around the football.
Extremely smart football player, but it just comes down to these guys love the game, and they love playing it, they love practicing it, they love scheming, they love to sit there and put in game plans. And fortunately, these guys have gotten enough snaps with us over the last year or two. Going into year 2 now that, they have a pretty good grasp of what we do. And so there's a great deal of confidence. And when you can sit there and play confidently, snap to snap, you play real fast. And, I can't say enough about what they did in the second half. And it was a really fun game to sit there and watch, even for me as a head coach, to sit over there and just watch how hard our kids play, whether you win or lose. Really just watch how hard our kids play.
McClinton and Friesen are also part of that cornerback spot, but Jesse Satterfield had to go up against a kid that's going to play in the Big Ten next year, basically.
He is.
And I mean, he got beat.
Sure.
Young man, Zion Robinson, who kind of wasn't able to get involved much in the second half. That competitiveness in him really impressed me. They found that 8 Zion Robinson on 4th. It was 3rd and 20. He got 18, but then you guys made the 4th down stop to seal the game. I really loved what I saw because that's one of those, well, hell, but he didn't. He just kept grinding.
Just kept grinding. And we knew that he was going to get his. I mean, he's going to get his from time to time. And, he hit us a couple of times there in the first half, and we went in and regrouped. And, the cool thing about these kids is, they're probably aware of where this guy's going, what all offers he has, and what he's going to do at the next level. And sometimes they get a little bit bigger than what they really are. And they still put their pads on the same way we put our pads on. They still strap up their chin, put their mouthpiece in the same way we do. And the kids kind of buy into that. And so, we went back out the second half, and those guys, they embraced the adversity that we had, and they welcomed the competition that's going to come. And so, the kids are just a lot of fun to sit there and be around.
All right. Offensively, the offensive line, they'll be tested severely this week, but what they've been able to do to keep Andrew McNair clean. I don't remember the game. It wasn't the game last week, but I remember it may have been against Ralph where he was, or it might have been Cedar Ridge, where he was getting hit as he threw and Birch was running wide open for a touchdown, but he was able to get the throw off. And it made me realize, Sean Hunt has brought this up. I'll bring it up. Sean's a part of our broadcast, that he has really been protected. And a part of it's his instincts too, but it really kept him clean in the pocket, your offensive line.
It really has. And Coach Wall and Coach Garrett and Coach Jansen and, all of our offensive line coaches done a phenomenal job. You're going to sit there and you're going to go to your bell cows, and Landon Pope is going to lead that group down in the trenches. And there's a lot of guys, Sully and all of those guys, JT, Nehemiah, all of them that have a lot of experience in there. And so, for Andrew right now has a great deal of confidence to stand in the pocket. And as you know, and we all know, I mean, it takes more than just that. It takes a lot of route reading from, coverage reading from the receivers and the quarterback. But they've done a phenomenal job. I know he got hit on one play last week, got hit pretty good on the release of the ball, still, completed the ball. But the backside has not been very dirty too many times.
Yeah, and of course, Lathan had the fumble early, then bounced back and was running angry. Had the touchdown soon after. Then he had one that you could just stomp in the end zone, huge hole. And then Jaden Fields Vaughn back, got another long touchdown run. Scythe, Brock, Birch, Jacoby Hamilton, and I know there's others that come in as well. Jacoby had a couple of drops early, but he's had the big slant, and he caught one earlier in the year too, but had the slant touchdown against Cedar Ridge. Yep. Then he had a huge third down conversion when you guys were back deep in your own territory that I thought was brilliant as well. He competes. Those guys, they run good routes, don't they? And you mentioned that. You can have a quarterback, but you got to, they run crisp and efficient routes.
They run crisp and efficient routes. Andrew has a great deal of faith in what they're going to do and feels confident enough to sit there and, hey, throw the ball in the area code, and they're going to sit there and they're going to fight for it. And there's a lot of contested balls in there. Jacoby Hamilton is one of those guys. He struggled a little bit with the deep balls early in the season, and there's going to be more opportunities for Jacoby because Jacoby has the ability to take the top off, and we want him to be able to do that. But when you start working mid-level down, Jacoby can get pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
And we hit him with the slants, we hit him with the digs, we hit him with the quick routes and stuff like that, and he can do some dynamic things with the ball. And, he had a really good night the other night. We needed him to.
Yeah, that third down in like 13 or whatever, that dug you out of a hole and allowed you to keep moving the clock. So you're 4-0. It's a weird schedule. We've talked Thursday. That's out the back. Got a home game and then survived. And you get another home game. And, of course, now everything counts. Does it change? I know coaches like to keep everything pretty much the same, just the routine and protocol and all that. Does it change at all the week of district games, in your opinion?
I think right now when you're 4-0, not really. And, we got to understand the implications, which we do. Every game has significant implications with it from now on. The previous 4 games, you're 4-0, and we don't want to take anything away from that. We want to ride that momentum right now. And it was a huge game for us the other night, not just because of the comeback and all of that business, but you need to roll into district play with a lot of confidence and a lot of momentum. And, that was something we were unable to do this time last year. It was something we were unable to do rolling into the playoffs. And so we still got a long way before we start talking playoffs and things of that nature. We got a big game this Friday, but it gives us a lot of confidence rolling into it. And then, secondly, we get to play at home. And we're really on a natural schedule now because last week we got an extra 24 hours rest.
Yep.
And now, we played Friday last week. We're going to play Friday this week. And this is Texas high school football at its finest. And so, we're both going to be in the same predicament, and everybody's on an even playing field. And it's going to be a heck of a game.
Well, I can do this. I can look ahead because this game here, defending champions, then you have 2 teams that are right now 4-0 about to play each other.
Sure.
After that with Temple and then Shoemaker, or Shoemaker then Temple. And I mean, and of course, Rodney Southern's turn, Copper's Cove, they're trying to turn the corner with all due respect, not forgetting about Bryan and Killeen High too. Now back to Mansfield for 1 second. After a game like that, if you win 34-7 or whatever, but after a game like that, what is the word that would describe how you felt? Relieved? Exhausted, thrilled, frustrated? How do you, I know you're happy you won the game, but how would you describe how you felt?
Honestly, it's fun to get to coaching games like that. I love coaching football, period. And when we're winning at halftime, you're down 20, and we've played we've played the 2 worst quarters that we played in the past 16 quarters, because it's 16 quarters up to that point. Or 14 quarters rather. And I went in, and it was just kind of, dude, I'm still having fun. I mean, I understand we haven't played our best ball, and we've kind of given them some stuff. And this is a very talented team, and they're explosive. When you do that to a talented team, they're going to cap on it, and they capped on everything. And, but I also explained to them, they did an onside after going up 14-0, which is a prime time to do it, but they're also doing it out of an immense amount of respect for you, because they feel like, hey, 14's not enough, and we're going to have to sit there and make some things happen. So this is a fun game, and so let's just go out and continue to have fun And but these are the things that we need to do. And so I guess the biggest deal, yeah, you're exhausted, you have a lot of fun, you do all that stuff, but it was just proud. Just being proud of your coaches, proud of your kids, proud for the community, excited to be in a community like this. It comes out and supports the way that they do. Our student body is like second to none. And all of those things mean a big thing. And so, really the game plan was just keep buying hot dogs and keep people in the stands. And, fortunately we kept that going.
Yeah. The one thing you had to do is you couldn't let them score first in the second half. Not that but you just really couldn't in that situation.
Sure.
I thought McNair throwing the pick at the end of the second quarter, but then bouncing back with such tremendous accuracy and making plays in the second half was something I wanted to bring up as well. I know there's a lot of players. We're not going to be able to mention all of them, but I think we went through pretty much a pretty good gamut. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Appreciate
David.
it for your time. Again, 7 o'clock kickoff on Friday at Panther Stadium, the opening of District 12 6A. We'll be on the air at 6:30 with 365 Sports on 106.7 FM, The Eagle. And, of course, also our broadcast audio will be on what is Midway TV, that the student body and also some of the faculty at Midway ISD put on for the home games. For Coach Gillespie, I'm David Smoak. Our sponsors, thank you very much for your time. We'll see you at Panther Stadium on Friday evening.